Good morning. We have some action happening. We've got the wood chipper going. I think that'll be going for a little bit because there's still a lot to chip. And then it looks like we've got some movement here of some of these rocks. All right, I'm gonna try to capture this before the sun goes down. We have a little more progress today, but something I'm really excited about is we officially have logs on the trailer. Now those logs are going to be going to the sawmill, so that is super exciting. And let's go take a look at what else they did today. All right, as you can see, our wood chip pile got much larger. This pile is dwindling down, and you can see they are starting to fill in the cut a bit here. Before, this was all basically a brush pile. You really couldn't even get through here, and now I am about to walk through here. So before, I kind of had to go all the way down and then hop some trees and debris over here. So this path is new, or a new way to get down. All right, so you can see they've got the hay here. That's about the same progress from last week. And then we kind of have layers to the cut happening. There's those rocks. And then we're gonna walk up this way because they were working actually on the rock wall today. So you can see we've got rocks here and they're kind of filling them in. And this is really just so that that slope isn't so steep. But as you can see, that looks really nice. Good morning. It is Tuesday and we had another tree come down by the barn. Looks like another tree just got taken down. Machine is tipping it out and over. Guys are cutting it up, taking stumps out, organizing logs. Looks like we've got 4 guys on site today. We just had another huge tree come down. They're catching me by surprise because they're not actually cutting them, they're just pushing them over. And so all of a sudden you just hear this massive bang. And sure enough, another tree comes down. Looks like they are doing a nice curve at the end of the wall there. We had another tree come down, this one right next to the barn. Another tree down. Good morning, it is Wednesday. We have several guys on the property. I think they're trying to kind of wrap up this wall. All right, it looks like they're taking the logs off the logger truck and measuring them and then making cuts as needed. And our first load of logs is being hauled away. We are officially starting progress over here on the, this would be the terrace wall area. We have another tree, very tall tree coming down. And there it goes. Looks like we have our second load of logs getting loaded on the truck. So the guys left pretty late last night, so I wasn't able to get out and do a video walkthrough, but as you can see, they started to scrape the soil off the top of the land here, and this is where those terrace walls will go, or one terrace wall I think is what we decided on. Also, this tree will be taken down on Monday. She is a glorious tree, but she blocks a lot of light from coming into the house, and also, just for safety reasons, we did want the trees removed from the house just in case it fell. She would do a lot of damage. And then over here, you can see that they worked more on that stone wall. They actually, it extends all the way. I'm actually really excited to get down there and take a look at it from that end. And then the brush pile there is just from some trees they took down on the side of the house. So they are pulling logs off our log pile and bringing them over to the log truck, which is very exciting. That means logs are coming off our property and to the sawmill. All right, the logs are officially loaded up, and this will be the third trip going to the sawmill. So the guys just left. They worked right up until dark. I don't know if you can really comprehend how amazing this is, but they blew all these leaves away. Like, there were so many leaves, it was ridiculous. This whole rock area was covered with leaves. This whole area was covered with leaves. This it was like up to your ankles. It was absurd how many leaves we had, and they are all gone, which is pretty amazing. Well, they're not gone. They just got blown into other piles. So look at this. We have, I don't know if you can actually see the height of this, but we have a huge pile of leaves here. I mean, they were leaf blowing all day. We have huge piles here. I have to capture this in the daylight because this is wild. These piles of leaves. What they did was incredible. I wish it wasn't dark out, but you can kind of see a little bit. I mean, this is just unbelievable. They spent so much time blowing leaves today. These were old pavers that we had. They were completely covered in leaves. They're cleared off. I can actually walk without crunch, crunch, crunch. Now I'm just crunching on acorns. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Amazing. Good morning. It is Friday. We have another load of logs that are getting put on the truck. I think this is officially the fourth load of logs, and you can see we've got lots more. So I didn't even hear them cutting because I don't think they cut this tree down. They just pushed it over. All right, looks like another tree was tipped over. I just joked that they might as well take down this last tree that's kind of standing alone by itself, and I look over and I see, I think they actually are gonna take it down. It looks like he is currently digging around the root to just tip the tree over like they have with the other ones that are over there. Oh, there she goes. This is a huge pile. As you can see, these are gorgeous cut pieces. All right, it is Sunday. I'm gonna do the recap today. It's absolutely gorgeous out. We have like 64 degrees. It's also very sunny. So there was definitely a lot done on the property. So I'm just gonna take us on a little walk and kind of describe everything that they did. So first, as I mentioned, they blew a ton of leaves into these beautiful organized piles. We had a couple loads go to the sawmill. And as you can see, we still have lots of logs left. They took down the remaining trees that were on the side of the house here and by the barn, which is fantastic. Now we are getting tons of sunlight in. They started this side yard project. So you can see here we have the start of, I don't know, I guess you would call it a trench. And all of this topsoil was taken off. They finished this stone hedge or stone wall, which turned out so cool and was not at all part of our landscaping plan. And I just love that they did this. It serves two purposes. One, these rocks were all from the cut, so they all kind of got dug up back over there. And it gives a great use for them. And it also will help make this not as steep, which is so cool. And then we have this little path. I don't know if this will stay or not, but it basically leads us to the cut, which is getting seeded. So we had some trees here that they cut. And that huge brush pile that we had is basically down to nothing. Here's what we have left of the cut.